Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a humble woodcutter named Henry. Henry was a kind man, known for his honesty and hard work. He lived alone in a small cottage at the edge of the village, and though he was content with his simple life, there was a sadness in his heart. Henry had always dreamed of having a family, but he had never found the right person to share his life with. One crisp autumn evening, as Henry was returning home after a long day of chopping wood, he noticed a strange light in the sky. It was brighter than the stars, and it seemed to be moving. Curious, Henry followed the light as it descended toward the forest. The light grew brighter and brighter until it came to rest in a clearing, where it illuminated a small bundle lying on the ground. To Henry's amazement, when he approached the bundle, he found a beautiful baby boy wrapped in a blanket that shimmered like the night sky. The child had golden hair and bright, twinkling eyes, and he was smiling up at Henry as if he had been waiting for him. Henry was bewildered. "Where did you come from, little one?" he whispered, but there was no one else in the clearing. It was as if the baby had fallen from the sky. With a tender heart, Henry scooped the child into his arms and carried him back to his cottage. He decided to name the boy Orion, after the constellation that sparkled brightly above the village that night. As the years passed, Orion grew into a strong and kind-hearted boy. He was different from the other children in the village. He was quicker, stronger, and more agile. He could climb the tallest trees with ease and run faster than the wind. But what made Orion truly special was his connection to the stars. Every night, he would sit by the window and gaze up at the sky, and the stars would twinkle back at him as if they were speaking to him. One day, when Orion was 10 years old, a wise old woman came to the village. She was known as the Star Seer, for she could read the messages of the stars and predict the future. When she saw Orion, she knew immediately that he was no ordinary child. "This boy is a star child," the Star Seer told Henry. "He was sent to you by the heavens, and he has a great destiny. One day, he will be called upon to save our world from a great darkness. But he must first discover his true power." Henry was both proud and worried. He loved Orion as his own son and didn't want him to face danger. But Orion was eager to learn about his true nature. "What must I do?" he asked the Star Seer. "The time will come when you must journey to the celestial mountain," she said. "There, you will find the Starstone, a powerful gem that will unlock your full potential. But the path is perilous, and you must be brave and wise to succeed." Orion was determined to fulfill his destiny. He spent the next few years training and learning everything he could about the stars and the stories they told. He practiced using his strength and speed. And he listened to the whispers of the wind, which carried messages from the heavens. When Orion turned 16, the sky began to change. The stars dimmed, and a shadow spread across the land. The villagers grew fearful, for they knew the great darkness the Star Seer had foretold was coming. It was time for Orion to embark on his journey. With a heavy heart, Henry hugged Orion tightly and gave him a small silver pendant shaped like a star. "This was your mother's," he said. "It will protect you on your journey. Remember, you are never alone. The stars will guide you." Orion set out on his quest, heading toward the distant celestial mountain. The journey was long and filled with challenges. He crossed vast deserts, climbed steep cliffs, and navigated treacherous forests. Along the way, he encountered many dangers, fierce beasts, treacherous storms, and cunning tricksters who tried to lead him astray. But Orion remained steadfast. He used his wits and his connection to the stars to overcome each obstacle. The stars above him glowed faintly, guiding him on his path and giving him the strength to continue. After many days and nights, Orion finally reached the base of the celestial mountain. The mountain was tall and majestic, its peak hidden among the clouds. As he began his ascent, the air grew colder, and the path became steeper and more difficult. But Orion did not falter. He knew that the Starstone was waiting for him at the summit. At last, after what felt like an eternity, Orion reached the top of the mountain. There, in a small cave, he found the Starstone. It was a beautiful gem, glowing with a light that was both warm and powerful. Orion felt a surge of energy as he approached it, and he knew that this was the key to his true power. But as he reached out to touch the starstone, a dark figure appeared in the cave. It was the Shadow King, the source of the darkness that was spreading across the land. The Shadow King was tall and menacing, with eyes that burned like embers and a voice that echoed like thunder. "Foolish boy," the Shadow King sneered. "You think you can stop me? The starstone will be mine, and your world will fall into eternal darkness." Orion stood his ground. "I will not let you take the starstone," he declared. "I was sent here to protect this world, and I will fulfill my destiny." The Shadow King laughed and lunged at Orion, but the boy was quick. He dodged the attack and reached for the starstone. As soon as his hand touched the gem, a brilliant light filled the cave. The light was so bright that the Shadow King recoiled in fear. Orion felt the power of the starstone coursing through him. He raised the gem high, and beams of light shot out in all directions, piercing the darkness and banishing the Shadow King from the mountain. The light from the starstone spread across the land, driving away the shadows and restoring the stars to their full brilliance. The villagers looked up in wonder as the sky returned to its former glory, and they knew that Orion had succeeded. Orion returned to the village a hero. He was greeted with cheers and celebrations, and Henry hugged him tightly, tears of joy in his eyes. "You have fulfilled your destiny, my son," he said. "I am so proud of you." The Star Seer appeared once more and smiled at Orion. "You have done well, Star Child," she said. "But your journey is not yet over. You are now a guardian of the stars, and you will protect this world for as long as you live." Orion nodded, understanding that his destiny was not just a single quest but a lifelong mission. He continued to live in the village, using his powers to help and protect his people. And every night, he would look up at the stars, knowing that they were always watching over him. And so, the Star Child and his village lived in peace, the darkness forever banished from their land. The end.